Well, good evening to you. It is 5:36 p.m. in Los Angeles, California, and I had to go live. I'm actually sitting at home, and I have seen the news. If you are just now tuning in and you are aware of what's happened, it looks as though Donald Trump has they have attempted to actually kill him. Uh, I am going to kind of try and go over everything that I have seen so far. And, when these things happen, the immediate response or confusion on our part is to figure out what is happening, what is going on, why is this happening, what's happening. So I wanted to uh, come to you live, and I've got the chat up there. I can see our brother Nathaniel. Can you believe this news? President Trump has there's been an attempted assassination on his life. Now I'm live right now, 5:37 p.m. On a Saturday afternoon. The devil is a liar, isn't that right? And so I'm going to try and give you all the information that I have here. Let me try and share if I can. I might be able to share my screen with you and actually show you what I have seen. It looks like I'm going to be able to do that. So here is, let me see if I can do this in a bigger way here. Let me see. There we go. That might work. No? Okay. I am live, and I'm just trying to play with this as we look at what's happened here. Let me do that. At least we have that. So let me go to YouTube now, and I'm going to play for you the actual attempt. It looks as though let's see if I can find the actual shooting. Trump. I'm typing this in as we're talking. So Trump um, shot rally. And then let me see if I can find the actual uh, clip of it. Here's an actual clip. Here it is. Here it is live. There's the first shot, second shot, third shot. So this, and they jump on him, of course. Now there's more shots. It looks as though at that time, now they've shot the guy that's shooting. There's another shot. I'm just playing this in its entirety so that we can see it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I am not sure. Let me see if I can. There we go. So here's the shot. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that or not. I'm hoping you can. Let me know if you're in the chat and you can hear it. You can hear that just now. Just let me know. But I am seeing Pliskin. CNN first reported that he fell after hearing popping noises. Yeah, he didn't fall after hearing popping noises. We know that because he went for his ear immediately. And when he went for his ear immediately, he actually looked at it. If you see, he looked at it and then he went to the ground because he knew he'd been shot. So, can you guys let me know if you can hear? I'm going to attempt to do this too. Yeah, Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, correct. So it was a couple hours ago. Now it's moving fast. If you guys can hear, I'm going to try and see if I can. No sound from the plane. Okay, thank you so much. Let me see if I can That's too bad. I wish I could play the sound for you, but there is, and I may work on how to do this and get this all figured out. But I had to go live to show you. Here is a video. I'm looking at a video not now on Twitter, and I just retweeted it. That they are showing a interview with a guy that is an eyewitness to this situation. So let me see if I can pop over now and at least let's see, screen share. Let's see, screen share. Here we go. And let me see if I can find the actual let's see, here it is. Add a window. Okay, and like I said, I'm trying to do this all in real time, so please forgive me. But here's a video that I just found. This supposedly at first this was they said they got the shooter, they got the shooter, they got the shooter. So I saw this immediately, and you can't hear the video. Thank you so much. What I find is this actually I don't think was the shooter. This guy that they pulled out of the stands, and you can see the state troopers, they're holding the guy's hands like this. I don't think that's the guy, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. But let me say that now I have seen that President Biden has tweeted out that he condemns what's happened. He's responded to it. So has Barack Obama. And this is really a time for all of us, all Americans, to kind of gather around, because even if you're Republican or Democrat, it doesn't really matter who you are. This is a time where we can all stand together and condemn what's happening. So we should do that as a country. This is not allowed to try to assassinate a president, or a former president for one, and then also a guy that is in the lead for the opposing sitting party candidate, President Biden. Obviously, this is unacceptable in any country, and this should not be tolerated. So this is a time for Democrats and Republicans, Christian, non-Christian, Jewish, non-Jewish. This is a time for all of America to now come together and really unite over this. I'm showing you a video clip, and I wish, like I said, let me see if it'll let me. If you can hear that, please let me know. But it looks as though you're not going to be able to hear it. So let me try and tell you guys what is happening here in this video. This gentleman here in the red cap, I've just retweeted it. Some eyewitnesses talking to the other said that nailed the shooter on a roof about 300 yards away from me. Yes, exactly. That's what I was about to tell you. So this man, and I just retweeted it. So if you want to go to my Twitter, it's at JW Show 2. You can go there and see. I just retweeted this. So this guy in a red cap was there at the Trump rally outside. I guess he didn't make it inside, so he was still outside, and outside the security ring gates, premises, and that Trump had been up there for about 5 minutes talking, and all of a sudden he said in this video, he says he looks up and he sees a guy scale up the roof on a building that's like, not inside the rally, but outside the rally. He sees a guy scale up a roof, and he's got a rifle, and he is like, bear crawling on this roof, obviously getting ready to shoot the president. And this guy in the red cap starts calling out to the Secret Service and to the police, "Hey, there's a guy up there with a rifle. There's a guy up, hello." And he starts screaming, yelling, and they just kind of don't do anything. And that is terrifying. But this man right here in the red cap, he's saying that they did nothing. No audio yet. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna try and see if I can't fix that. I apologize. And I got to figure out how to make that happen. So, most importantly, I want to try and get to you the breaking news, what I'm seeing take place. So this man in the red cap screams and yells at the Secret Service and the police and says, hey, there's a guy there with a rifle, and they are not doing anything about it, evidently. And then he sees the guy shoot Trump. And then the interviewer says here in this interview, he says, well, what happened after that? They said he immediately, within, a second or two, they blew the guy's head off. So they shot the guy. So it looks as though those 3 or 4 shots that we heard in the video clip that I played just a minute ago, and I know that you guys didn't hear the audio, but in that first video clip I played, it does look like those were 3 shots, and then there was 1 shot back, and that was the shot that killed the guy. It looks as though that's what this eyewitness is saying. I mean, when do you ever have an assassination attempt on the president and you have an eyewitness? This is absolutely, this might be the biggest thing, in some of ours, depending on how old you are, those of you that were around during JFK's assassination, this is an assassination attempt, and this might be, for some of us, the biggest event that's maybe ever taken place. But I've got one event that's going to be bigger, and it's the return of Jesus Christ. That's going to be the biggest event of all time. There's another one that's going to take place right before that. It's going to be the introduction of the Antichrist, and the world will call us crazy, and the world will make fun of us that we are calling this guy the devil. But I want to highlight a couple little things that are coming to my mind about this. It looks as though this guy did try to shoot and kill Donald Trump. Donald Trump got grazed by a bullet, and the shooter is now dead. Yeah, absolutely. Joe Billings, I know who you are. Here's what I want to say. It looks as though there were 3 shots, three or 4 shots that got off, that the shooter got off. And what's so interesting about this, I'm going to play this clip again from this interview. I know you guys can't hear it, but I want you to see it. What's so interesting about this is when Trump got shot, he obviously felt like something in your ear, like a sting. And here's what I want to tell you guys. Think about the providence of God. Think about the providence of God. Think about the destiny of God. There is a man with a rifle, hundreds of yards away, set up shop. He's planned this for months, probably weeks, probably known Trump was coming here, and he gets off 3 or 4 shots. He gets off 3 or 4 shots. Now, Trump is looking this way. He's got his hand up, and the bullet grazes his right ear. If that bullet was 1 inch to the left, he might be dead. Trump might be dead. If it was 2 inches to the left, he might be dead. And when you think about the possibility of Trump being assassinated just right now, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming that we would have seen the assassination of Donald Trump on live TV if that bullet was literally maybe 1 inch to the left. It looks like he shot. It wasn't a good shot, and he missed Trump a couple times. It looks like there was 3 or 4 shots that were off. It looks like the first shot was on, because after the first shot, we see him immediately grab his ear, and he looks at the blood. And he's like, oh my gosh, I'm bleeding. And then he drops. So, and then the guy tries to fire 3 or 4 more times. So then he doesn't hit Trump, obviously. And that's possibly who I think was actually hit in the stands. I think there was a guy. It's possible that there was that video we see of the state troopers carrying some man out of the stands. It's possible that man was actually hit by the shooter. Pliskin, I thought the exact same thing. Not a big Trump fan, but he's certainly important in God's plan. Yeah, no, and even if I appreciate you saying that, and even if you're not a Trump fan, you don't have to be a Trump fan. Biden and Obama both have just tweeted that they are condemning this. This should never happen. So this is a chance for all Americans, no matter if you hate Trump or like Trump or whatever, for all Americans to gather together and really look at this. I'm going to look at my Twitter just real quickly and see what updates, or X, I guess now we call it, obviously. See what updates I can bring to you real quickly. The head of the Secret Service and the leader of the Secret Service, Elon Musk, is tweeting should immediately resign. Here's what's interesting. The reason Elon Musk is saying this is because there was a this reporter interviews this guy in the red hat, and I've tweeted it on my X, and I put it on Facebook if you are there as well, that this guy says, how come the Secret Service didn't have hundreds of people? He said there's buildings all around here and there was nobody here. So you know where Jesse Woodrow show, you know where my mind goes immediately? Was this an inside job? Now, you know, to go to an inside job, let me define inside job. Inside job means that you knew it was going to happen. You actually planned it. We know the Gulf of Tonkin. There was an event that took place. The Gulf of Tonkin happened. We actually attacked our own ship, and it was to instigate war around the world. So that was us. We said it was somebody else. It wasn't. It was actually us, and we lied about it. And you heard, Nathan, you heard about 7 shots, but some of those could have been the Secret Service shooting the guy's head off. Yeah, I think there was like 3 or 4 shots immediately, and then there was a couple other after. There was like a pause, and then there were a couple after that. So I think you're completely right. So Elon Musk has just tweeted that he believes the Secret Service, the leader of the Secret Service, and the security details should resign. Now, this immediately prompts a very interesting idea from me, which is either this guy actually was, in fact, a crazy shooter, a crazy person wanting to kill Trump. Was he a Lee Harvey Oswald type plant? Was he a Timothy McVeigh? Timothy McVeigh that did the Oklahoma bombing. He was a CIA agent. He worked for the CIA. He was a government guy. And so you always have to think about whether or not it was an inside job. So what that inside job would mean is that, somebody within the Trump camp, if not Trump himself, said, hey, let's do this. Now, Nathaniel, you're saying there wasn't a man in the stands that was taken away by Secret Service and his head was covered by American flag due to excessive blood from what I saw earlier. Well, there was a man here. Let me show you. I mean, maybe we're talking about a different thing, but let me just show you what I found, Nathaniel, real quickly before I go away. Here is the video. Here is the video of some man that was dragged away in the stands. That's the man that was dragged away. I'll keep playing it so you can see it. That's the man that was dragged away. You can see the guys carrying him down. He's obviously dead. He'd be doing something else if he wasn't dead, but I don't think. Maybe he's got a, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's got a pulse and they're just trying to get him out. I don't know. But the reason that Elon Musk is saying this right now is, and let me just go back to a little bit. This is epic, by the way. This is so epic. He says, fight. After he gets shot, he says, fight, fight, fight. I mean, think about it. Have you ever been shot before? Probably the first thing you do when you get up is not say, yeah, fight. You probably go, am I alive? Is everything okay? Let me just get out of here, make sure I'm alive. This guy is epic. This guy is epic. I've never seen anything like him. The guy who attempted to assassinate Donald Trump wasn't in the Marines, and he wasn't a marksman. Is it only shows? Well, we don't quite know who he was yet. He was in Army fatigues, evidently. He was somebody that has a rifle, and he obviously wasn't a very good shot. I mean, I could make a joke about it, but he didn't kill Trump, so he probably had 3 or 4 shots, as we all said, to kind of get in here, but it doesn't look like he got a chance to actually kill him. But so we have, Elon Musk saying, hey, look, the Secret Service, the head of Secret Service and the police there should be fired immediately. Because the guy that I'm showing, the guy that is involved, the guy, this eyewitness. Let me go back to this guy that's the eyewitness. Here it is, this guy. And I wish, I'm going to probably tweet this out in a minute, but I wish I could get you the audio of this. I know you can't hear it. You can just hear me. But the audio, this guy is saying that he was telling the Secret Service, what are you doing? Why are you not going up there to stop this guy doing this? And he couldn't understand why there were there were no Secret Service out there at all. There was no Secret Service, no police out that way at all, and he couldn't understand it. I never got shot and don't want to think that way, but I'm just thinking all he has to do is cry out to God. Yes, Joe. All he has to do is cry out to God is right. Is this an inside job? I'm going to give you a couple little first things that make me think. I don't think it's an inside job, but let me just say, Trump did not get killed. If there was an opportunity for him to have an event and have that event have him come out like basically unscathed, this was it. He got shot in the ear. He didn't get shot in the head. That doesn't look like I don't think he got shot in the body. We don't know. I guess maybe we're going to find out in the next hour or 2 or 3 if he actually got shot in the head in the body or anywhere else other than just the ear, it looks like. But if it's an inside job, this would be a good explanation as why a man with a rifle is allowed to get on a building within shooting range of a presidential candidate. That guy that's getting interviewed, Jesse, looks like Canelo the boxer. Oh, really? Okay. I don't think it is Canelo, but yeah, you're right, brother. Driving and audio messaging is not good idea. Siri doesn't like me. Okay, I get it. No problem, brother. So, I guess my comment about whether or not it is an inside job would simply be that would be a good explanation as why there's a man with a rifle that is allowed to be within shooting range on a building. I mean, think about this. We're in 2024. And I think that if you're not in the Secret Service, I think if you're like you and me, I think you and me know, hey, make sure that you have guys on every roof within shooting distance of this area so that we make sure that no one's going to shoot from platforms. And I think that's the number one thing you do in the Secret Service is probably get on roofs. So I can't even believe, Elon Musk is right to tweet that out. So is it an inside job? Now, here's the other inside job. The inside job of JFK was that the sitting vice president, LBJ, was a 33rd degree Mason and wanted JFK dead. And he was a Grand Master Mason in what city? Did you know what city? Oh, yeah, Dallas, Texas. So he had all of his buddies there. And if there was an opportunity to have a president that you're number 2 on and you want to be number 1, is if there's an opportunity to kill him, let's do it in my home city, which LBJ, it was his home city of Dallas, Texas. He was 33rd degree Master Mason there. So, and then of course blame Lee Harvey Oswald, who obviously could not have done all those shots. Now, by the way, did you see that news that the officer, the Secret Service guy, said he put the bullet down on the table, and so he's like, I know there's more than one bullet because I put a couple of them down. Anyway, I think we all know that was a disaster. So let me now try and respond to some of the questions that you might have Christianity-wise. What does this mean for us as Christians? In my lifetime, Bill Clinton, George Bush, Jimmy Carter was a little out of my range. I wasn't really alive. I mean, I was alive, but I wasn't, Bill Clinton, I remember. George Bush, I remember. Obviously, Obama, I remember. Bush Jr., obviously Obama, Biden, Trump. So those are the presidents that I have kind of lived through, and ain't one of them been shot. So, Reagan was kind of a little bit before my time. I always was a little boy, but Reagan got shot. So this is the first time in 40 years that a president has they've tried to assassinate a president. So this is a huge deal. This is a big deal. And I've seen now Ivanka Trump, which is his daughter, has now tweeted, "Thank you for your love and prayers for my father." Let me just see if I can bring this up actually so you guys can see this. Let's see let me pull this up real quickly because it'd be nice to see this. Let's see, Ivanka Trump now. Okay, so she comes up and she says, "Thank you for your love and your love for and prayers for my father and for all the victims of today's senseless violence in Butler, Pennsylvania. I'm grateful to the Secret Service and all the law enforcement officers for their quick and decisive actions today. I continue to pray." Blah 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 blah. So she's responded. This is quite possibly, and there's Elon Musk, the head of Secret Services, the leader of the security deal, should resign immediately. Yeah, I agree. This article, you guys have got to see this article. This interview that this man in the red hat has put together. You've got to see this interview. It's unbelievable. He saw the shooting. He was an eyewitness to the shooting. This guy's testimony here is unbelievable. But I had to come and give you an immediate response to what's happening. Reagan got like 49 states after Hinckley. Oh, is that what it was? I'm not sure. I'm not. This is Pliskinkin, and I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. Pliskin. You said Reagan got 49 states after Hinckley. Trump maybe gets a reliable blue state. Yeah. So I think what this has done, to be honest with you, I mean, this is probably immediately, if the news, if the debate the other night with Trump and Biden didn't get him the presidency, this just did. You're going to try and assassinate a guy. Now, by the way, little key point, inside job is, and this is where I was going with the JFK thing. Is this an inside job as in, let's just draw it out to its fullest way out here? Do you think that Biden, and we all agree that probably Biden, there's no way that Biden even knows where he's at today, but I'm saying, is it possible that somebody within the deep state that is a Biden supporter would kill Trump? Because listen, they're not going to beat Trump. They're not going to beat Trump. It's not going to happen. But if he's dead, if he's not alive, done. There, you can beat him. You can beat anyone else. There's nobody else in the Republican Party right now. Within a month or two, what are we in July, November? So we have a few months, but it would be very difficult to get somebody else up there, and I think it would probably really cause a lot of chaos in the country to have Trump die, get killed, and then have to put somebody else in there. But that would be an interesting thing. So was it an inside job, meaning that somebody within the Biden deep state has actually done this? Is it possible? Yeah, it's totally possible. Is it possible that this is in fact just some random guy that has nothing to do with anything? Sure, that's totally possible. But probably not. Probably not. I did see something earlier. Let me see if I can bring this up. There was, and you never know because it wasn't. Let's see, where is it at? It wasn't mentioned. The funny mustache man rhetoric is enough to push a deluded psycho to do this. Let me. Antifa. There was let's see, who shot Trump? Let me see if I can find that. There was a minute ago, well, a few minutes ago, I saw something where there was a mention that there was a man Oh, by the way, here it is. Here's the guy. That's the guy. I wanted to play you this. Here is the guy that actually did the shooting. There he is up there on that roof. And this is the roof that the guy in the red cap is talking about. How does a guy get up there without the Secret Service knowing? And how does he have a rifle in his hand? And people see him moving, bear crawling, up there with a rifle and shout, "Hey, he's got a rifle, got a rifle," and no one does anything. And then he gets off 4 shots. How does that even happen? I just don't get it. I don't get how that even happens. But is it possible that there was a deep state attempt here by Biden's loyalists? Anything's possible. Anything's possible. But here's what we have to do as Christians, and my viewpoint, just so everybody understands, my viewpoint is from a Christ-centered perspective. We know that government, whoever is the president, is not the answer. Trump's not the answer. I like Trump. I appreciate a lot of things. He's not perfect. He's no Christian. He's not going to win the award for best moral human being in the world. But I do believe he's got some good policies that will help the country get better. He's a businessman, and those how to run the country is definitely like a business. And so, the mindset that we need to have as Christians is that even Trump is not going to change. He's not going to save the world. Jesus Christ is the only one that can save the world. He really is. He's the only Savior. His name is above every name. He is the mighty God. Trump's not the mighty God. Trump is and could do very well for the country, but he's not the mighty God. Joe, maybe the guy who shot Trump was upset because Richard Simmons passed away. Funny. But maybe not. Maybe not. So there's the guy. I keep playing it up there so you can see it. There's the actual guy who shot Trump, evidently, according to the eyewitness statement of the man in the red cap. This is the man that has shot Trump. I wanted to go live because I do believe this is possibly one of the biggest events of our lifetime. A former president who is now running for president against the incumbent president has just been shot. Assassination attempt has just happened in Pennsylvania. And what does it mean for Christians? This is what I really believe this whole thing means. That we have to understand that the times directly in front of us, the Great Tribulation, the mark of the beast, the sixth trumpet war. You were just having fun. A little sense of humor is all, bro. That's it. That's it. Okay, I understand. You're just having fun. No problem. So we have to believe that there are a lot of, God bless you too, brother. There are a lot of very disturbing things that are in our future that have, like Joe just mentioned, that there's nothing to do. Joe's talking about that he doesn't want to wrap his life around politics. Well, there's a lot of things in the near future: the mark of the beast, the Antichrist, the sixth trumpet war. There is tons of things that are coming up in the future that we need to stand strong. We need to be strong in the Lord. We need to pray in the Holy Ghost every day. We need to make sure that we're born again. And so that's what I try and focus on, is being born again. Even in this disaster, this chaos that's happened today, guess who needs to be born again? Donald Trump needs to be born again. So we all need to look to Jesus as the staple and the author, the finisher, the grounding of our faith. But I thought it was important today for me to get to you, to show you some things that I've saw, things that I've seen, and I thought were important today. It may be one of the biggest days of our entire life that Donald Trump has, they've attempted to assassinate him. And we're going to find out who this man is. I'm going to see before I let you go now if we have anything at all regarding who this man is. And I don't see anything yet. He thanked Donald Trump has issued a statement in Truth Social. He thanks the Secret Service. He has thanked the people around him. He says, quote, this is Donald Trump's statement right now. He says, let me just go to it. Hold on one second. I'm going to go to his statement so that we can have it. Here it is. Here it is. I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement for their rapid response to the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person that was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country. Nothing is known at this time about the shooter, who is now dead. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong, in that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. God bless America. So wait a minute. Now this is new. This is new. We now are learning that, in fact, our thoughts were correct. That I believe the other people that were killed, the other man that we saw the video, it looks as though that was a victim of the shooter when the bullet went past Trump and hit other people. It looks like it's hit a bunch of other people at this rally. He mentions one who was killed and another person was injured badly. Think about that. Think about that. Think about the fact that if that bullet would have been 1 inch to the left. Wow. 1 inch to the left. Would Trump be dead right now? It's interesting to think about. But I want to leave you now, and I pray that God would strengthen us. I pray that God would strengthen Donald Trump. And I pray, as crazy, if you're a Trump supporter, I want to tell you right now, I pray this doesn't happen to Joe Biden. This should not happen to Joe Biden either. Shouldn't happen to Obama. Shouldn't happen to anybody. No, I would rebuke the enemy in the name of Jesus to try to assassinate either Biden, Obama, any sitting politician. It should not happen. And I just pray a blessing over both men. Why can't we do that? Why can't we pray a blessing on Joe Biden, that God would lead him and guide him? And we pray a blessing on Donald Trump as well, that God would lead him and guide him. And what a day. What an unbelievable situation. What an unbelievable situation. Wow. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Anything anybody else wants to add before we finish for today? I appreciate you guys tuning in. What an unbelievable thing that's just took place. If you are just joining us, I just want to let you know that President Trump has not been assassinated, but there has been assassination attempt on his life. One person has been killed, and another couple have been injured that I guess were on the receiving end of the bullets that missed Trump. And just, can you think about this, that there was a man that was killed, that the bullet was actually intended for Trump. And our prayers go out to that man. Our prayers go out to whoever that man is and his family. May God bless them and keep them during this trying time. What a difficult situation. But wow. Attempted assassination. And if the bullet would have been 1 inch to the left, Trump probably would have been dead. And you think about in your own life. Think about in your own life. Maybe it wasn't a bullet in your life, but maybe it was a situation and you were 1 inch from making a bad decision, or 1 inch from death in some case or something, and God protected you. And I'd probably say today that Trump is probably being told that, sir, I want to let you know that that bullet hit your ear, but if that bullet would have been an inch to the left or a half an inch to the left, it would have taken off your face and your head and you would be dead. And so I bet you there are people right now saying, Trump, God spared your life, it looks like. So, anyway, where has God spared your life? Where has God helped you? There's so many things that God has done for me, and I'm so thankful for Him. Uh, draw close to God, run after God, run to God when there is challenges in your life. I love you. Have a great Saturday. Power is knowledge, and the lack of it is death.